Hey guys, what's up? So, so I saw Angry Joe's stream and of Destiny, and yes, Destiny has a ton of flaws. It's also not what we expected. Yes, all that is true. But guess what? Even despite all that, I still like the game. I'm not ashamed that I spent $60 on it. I still think it's fun. Yes, it's not the best. Yes, it's generic in some ways, but I like it. Now, maybe I don't have enough FPS experience to know this, but I like the game. I don't know why that's such a bad thing to like this game because it's not perfect. The biggest problem is that people got swept up by the hype. Hell, I did too. And yes, when I realized what I got, even though I haven't played through the entire thing yet, I realized, I realized what I got. It wasn't, I knew from I had a feeling from the beginning it wasn't gonna be everything they said it was. But I just wanted an FPS that was better than Blacklight Retribution on my PS4. And this is better than Blacklight Retribution on PS4. It's way better. Now, I don't disagree with anything they said. I do disagree with how they just kept shooting it down. Yeah, it's bad. It's not what everyone expected. So what? Get over it. If you don't like it, then go complain to Bungie. Get them to listen. That would be a better use of your time than saying the same shit over and over again. And yeah, if you're making points that you think are different, if you keep talking, you're basically going to come back around to the same points you were making before. Now, despite what everybody says, I still like this game. I'm kind of disheartened by, the review, or, well, it wasn't a review, just the playthrough, just because of all the stuff that was said. I mean, with such a negative attitude against the game, how can it succeed? Now, I am not defending Bungie. They made a shit project. They should, be held accountable. But it wasn't our. I mean, yeah, it was our. Actually, yeah. So, okay, I fucked up that part. I will take that back. Because this game is almost going to make its $500 million back, and maybe it was a pretty good campaign. Now, I haven't played the game because I'm still thinking about everything that was said during that stream. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of stuff to take in. But why are people letting that diminish the game? If you wanted a really hardcore, like, story-driven or unique game, I mean, were you really expecting that out of Destiny? If you were, then yeah, you have every reason to feel bad. But if you're like most players, if you're like me, and you just wanted some experience from a new FPS, and you didn't care what happened, then yeah. Now, I know what people will say. Most people looking at this video, first of all, they'll say, why aren't you playing the game? second of all, they'll say, well, you're just wrong. The game is shit because it doesn't have this, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have this. I agree with you, it doesn't have all these things. But does that really make it shit? I mean, seriously, this game is not shit. I've played some shit games. Daylight, that game is shit. That's a game that made me feel like, why the fuck did I spend all this money? And that was only $10. This game doesn't make me feel that way. I don't know, it's really hard to pinpoint my feeling. Like most people, it's really hard to pinpoint feelings about Destiny. I mean, it's a good game. It's not great. It's not exactly or even maybe close in some cases to what we were promised. But is that a reason to dismiss it completely? So it'll be forgotten later on. So what? Look what happened with Watch Dogs. We were all hyped for that. We played Watch Dogs, and it was like, meh, it was okay. This wasn't like a complete betrayal. The hype just was hype. They weren't advertising anything that isn't here. There might have been 1 or 2 points, maybe. And, I might be called out on that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm sorry. Anyways, I just had to get that out because after seeing that stream, it just made me realize, man, what are we coming to as gamers? I mean, I'm not trying to defend Destiny. I'm saying, why are you getting so angry over shit like this? There will always be your kind of games out there. If this is not your kind of game, then guess what? Don't play it. If you bought a digital version and you can't get a refund, then, my condolences. But you take that risk on any game, no matter what the hype. So, and I guess it's not fair to use a general setting like that when you can apply it to any game. But still, I don't know. Anyways, like I said, if anyone sees this stream, they'll probably attack what I'm saying. They'll probably say I'm full of shit. Probably won't consider anything I'm saying. And that's another part of the gamer culture. I'm not going to get into that too much, but if a point is strong enough, people always tend to go with that point. But there's no looking across the aisle at that point, which I guess needs to happen sometimes. I don't know. Anyways, I've been talking about it for almost 9 minutes, so I'll shut up about it. I just wanted to get that out of the way because it was really pissing me off. Bottom line is, if a game sucks, it sucks. But if you want to play it or not, that's really up to you. Don't let anyone influence that decision. And honestly, if you want to play the game, does it suck? Probably not, because you want to play it. So that's the point I'm trying to get at. Yes, lots of hype, but I still want to play it. That's it. Okay, enough of that shit. Okay. Let's get to some actual missions here. And one more thing I want to mention. The guy who was doing all the complaining, I'm not going to say his name. There's no point in it. Because I'm not pointing fingers, because a lot of people do.
Urgent transmission incoming on all channels from the speaker.
Nothing is more important now. We believe the Hive are engaged in a ritual that is draining the Traveler of its light. Whatever power they wield must be understood.
Okay, so he played the game all the way through in 20 hours or so.
This ritual could be happening in any one of their thousands of chambers. If we can find cracks deep enough, I can map the entire Hive Fortress.
So, okay. One more thing I want to point out. The guy who was making all the guy who was saying all that crap about the game, I'm not going to say his name, like I said. You guys probably know who he is. He beat the game in 20 hours or less. So what does that tell me? He's not an average gamer. He's a hardcore gamer. If you're going to point out flaws, you have to at least be empathetic to the entire demographic of gamers. And I know people will say, no, you don't. Yes, you do if you want to be taken seriously. I'm sorry. That's just a given. So, anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm really sorry that I spent this much time talking about it. I just had to get it off my chest. Okay. Who's this guy? Hey, what's up, man? Oh, fuck! That was good. What the hell's going on? Go, motherfucker, let's go, let's go. Okay, there's another thing I want to say. So yeah, those guys might be right. I might not like the game after playing it for a while, but honestly, that's a general statement. I felt that way about a few other games. So yeah. It's meaningless. So yeah, even if I do hate the game after playing it for a while because it's too repetitive or it's too boring or it doesn't have this or that, like the other guy said, you know, like I said, so what? I've done that before for other games. And also other games that have had a big hype, like Mass Effect 3. I hated the ending of Mass Effect 3, so I didn't want to play it again. So that's just one example. And I guess people would say, well, if you beat Mass Effect 3, you wouldn't want to play it again. Well, actually you would, because there's multiple ways you can play it, but yeah. So, but... Okay, enough of me bitching at those guys. I don't want to become like those guys. Just bitch about a game because I don't like it. So, and I'm not saying that's what they did. You know, I'm just saying that time they just, you know, they just needed to have a more open mind. And I'm not saying an open mind about the game's quality. I mean an open mind about gaming in general. That is kind of cool. Okay.